in 1 month Israel has attacked 7 Arabian countries, claiming that Hamas are there. Do you think wherever they will target, they can do the attack and will claim Hamas is there, and there will be no retaliation, there will be no condemnation?
Important topic that you've placed on my table. Let me comment on it by saying that this attack on various neighboring countries inside Middle East, what happens is that they understand that they cannot deal with such a perpetrator or such a country that does not respect international law, does not respect dialogue. But coming back to what happened later on after the attack on Qatar and of course the Syria and Lebanon alike, it has moved the powerful into rethinking defense strategies. I'll give you an example as the Saudi Arabia and Pakistan defense pact, and of course we know Pakistan is a nuclear armed country, and in this case in various situations, even in the United Nations Security Council, we've seen Israel and Pakistan exchanging heated comments about Israel had mentioned that Pakistan had harbored a terrorist, and while Pakistan was claiming that they are doing an unnecessary genocide into the Palestinian people. So these are the narratives and the opinions from both of the sides. But when a country chooses to take on a war front kind situation with its neighboring countries, of course it will send those who think that they are allies of the United States to have other regional cooperation. And even today I was seeing the Chinese Premier Wang Yi trying to condemn this attack into Gaza and Israel, and he was saying to look forward to a two-state solution. And how far, you know that I'll be covering the UNGA, the high session debate week, and how far or not the two-state solution will be successful or not is a matter to be seen in the coming days.
One information from Western media has the difference with the information from Russian belt medias, Middle East based medias and China belt medias. I want to do a question to you, Shamsul Alam Panto. How reliable is the information coming from conflict zones, and what are the challenges in verifying casualty numbers or alleged war crimes? Because we cannot independently verify information getting from different sources.
Relevant question, but I will want to answer by saying that holding a gun is almost similar to holding a microphone, and of course variable sources and how they report back on both sides of the story should be given the utmost importance. I mean, we understand how you look at Fox News in comparison to CNN. CNN is more criticisms of the POTUS, as you were saying earlier, but whereas Fox News is doing the news segments that are more highlighting the positive criterion that Donald Trump has presented in the last 9 months. So there is this significant difference between the two Western media houses that are picked out here. But if you look at Al Jazeera, their intensive coverage of the Gaza issue gains more viewership in comparison to other news segments. But of course, media in respect of where they are from definitely must have to pick out two sides of the story. It is up to the viewers, the readers, who will be able to judge which part they think is accurate and which part the majority is following. Actually, if you look at it in America and of course in BBC today is quite so important for the British broadcasting channel BBC. You see Keir Starmer is going to address the nation and come out of recognition of a statehood of Palestine. So it is a very big factor. Afterwards, immediately after he does that, how will the United States based media respond is a matter to see. So as for your question, we understand that media should be free, fair and impartial on any kind of issue that is happening around our globe.
Sir, I personally have got the experience to cover the Iraq war in 2003 from the battlefield. I was in a hotel where all the Western medias also used to live over there. We used to go to cover the event together under the combat agreement with US Marines, and we have to come back to the hotel together. But at night, when we see the different media outlets, we see the different numbers, the story is different, the storytelling process is different. That actually made a big question to me. what is journalism. I just want to do a question relevant to this. What role do media outlets and journalists play in shaping public opinion and possibly policy in such complex? I want to do this question to you, sir.
Bit repetitive, but I will definitely answer to this extent. Public opinion, one of the things that are major issues before in the face of any kind of live event or anything that occurs on this planet. But as Mr. Dalton was speaking, I was hearing how there are multiple fronts around the world where humanity is not even considered, while innocent people are being affected almost on a daily basis. Even when we started this show, the death toll in the Gaza issue was almost 54,000, which that number stands at 65,000 today, and it's climbing. And there is no ending to this aggression. I don't see a possible end. But coming back to the question of journalism, of course, it is quite very important to be able to uphold the truth, uphold the correct, accurate information. Even previously, I'll tell you, even when BBC gets something wrong or their information is not valued or verified, they do come out to apologize for the inconvenience it causes to the public domain. So that is just one example. And of course, media is vast spending. There is centrist views, there is leftist and rightist views on this matter on various political issues which media may choose to uphold. And of course, it's not only just news that's concerning with the media, there's various other plateaus and avenues in media that one could consider. But coming back to what will be taking place this week, leaders will be inside that hall room, inside the UN headquarters, and they will all be coming out of the major issue of the two-state solution in Palestine. But if you come back to it, if you look at Bangladesh, for example, this time around the chief advisor Mohammed Yunus is not only taking him and his advisory panel, but he is taking himself with leaders of other respectable political parties. So it's a difference and variance from what we used to see in previous governments. But how much of that will represent Bangladesh in coming days, or how much of it will Bangladesh be coming into that? We know also there is a arrangement to talk about the Rohingya repatriation issue towards the end of the UNGA 80. So how much Bangladesh will have a comment on that individual matter is a matter to see. But once again, journalism, I would definitely add that it should be taking up the voices of both of the sides to any kind of story.